Yeah.
Oh, dude, good to see you again.
Love to see you as well. Well, congratulations on this film. Really excited to see it today.
Thank you so much.
You know,
man.
from everything I've read about the film from Sundance, it's not your traditional heist film. You know, you're playing real people, and you're having to actually embody someone who did these acts. You know, what did that play on your mind while you were filming?
Yeah, you know, we Bart purposely, he didn't want us having like too much time to kind of meet the real guys. Like I never met the dude that I was actually playing until later on after we'd shot the movie. I think he didn't want us to feel like a responsibility to get certain things right or protect the character for any reason. But it was great, man. I mean, diving in, knowing the story, reading the script, we kind of had, even though it was a real person, Bart gave us the room to kind of get our own blood in it and like kind of make it our own, you know. So it was kind of like playing any other character, except you really had to honor what was going on. Like, you know, you can put a little bit of yourself within, you know, in between the lines while playing this real person, which is what he wanted, but you also had to honor what these people went through. So that's something that you can't fake or anything. So he gave us plenty of room to kind of, you know, figure out exactly, you know, the high stakes that these kids kind of threw themselves into and had to deal with, you know, from start to finish. So it was interesting. And also watching the script with the interviews intertwined, it's surreal to kind of, you know, check it out after it, because we'd never seen a lot of those while we filmed.
I was about to say, like, did you know much of the backstory? Did you know?
I knew the story, and I'd read the script, and I'd heard from Bart how these guys kind of ticked, you know, but I just didn't know that. I didn't know my guy like as like a person, you know, per se. So it was really, really cool to kind of, you know, be playing an actual, you know, real life character, and then, you know, putting your own spin on it, like internally, you know, while also honoring the story. It was cool. It was like the greatest exercise I've ever had as an actor. You know, it was really, really fun.
There's this kind of great idea of it too, just this idea that emulating things in film, which, you know, of course is always a hot topic, blaming cinema for certain things in the world. You know, do you think there is something to take away from the film in that respect?
I do. I think this is 100% like a cautionary tale. I think it's just there to see how these kids got in deep, starting from their own imagination until it hit like their actual lives, and it just kind of points out what to not do and how easy it is to get in, you know, to kind of just speculate on an idea with a close group of friends or any group that you're with, and just kind of getting sucked into it when it feels like, you know, there's no other choice, you know. So I don't think it's not glorifying the subject at all. I think it's 100% a cautionary tale, in my opinion.
Can you help but think, though, when you're doing it, like, oh, I would have done that so differently?
I mean, some things, I won't say too much because I don't want to give like too much away, but yeah, I mean, you look at someone's path, you'll always say, oh, okay, well, I'm a different person. I would have sprinkled in a little bit of Blake right here into this situation. Yeah, absolutely.
And speaking of sprinkling a little Blake, do you, you know, if you could...
That's such a weird phrase.
It is, I know. It's, you know, for the cannibals,
the everyday seasoning, yeah.
Did you, if you could steal an artwork?
If I could steal an artwork?
Yeah. Hang it at your abode.
Maybe it'd be like the negatives of like a film that I really like. Like maybe like the negatives from like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest or something. I think that like I would like hang them up and like, you know, paste them all together, put them in a frame. I would steal that. I would love that. Yeah, I mean, does that qualify? I think
it does. It's really cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I would do. That's one of my favorite movies. So.
And then if they ever wanted to like remake the film, I mean, remaster the film or anything,
like,
they'd be missing a frame.
Guys, I've got it. And then I'd get arrested. So,
maybe this plan isn't working out.
Yeah, I think you're trying to screw me over here. So
this may or may not be used against you in the court of law.
Yeah.
Well, Blake, pleasure to see you.
Dude, it was great.
Really excited
to
see the film.
Yeah. Thanks for chatting with me, bud. I appreciate it.